Harley-Davidson motorcycles with financing starting as low as 2.9%. If you want the coolest motorcycle on the road, why wouldn't you buy from the coolest in the business? Looking for OEM, aftermarket parts and accessories? Give us a call, 785-625-2022. Or Google us, Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service. Make the trip to Hayes and check us out. I know you've got performance on your mind every time you grab that throttle to pull away. With tons of performance product ready to be bolted onto that trusted scoot you have chilling in your garage, Good Times Motorcycle is your one-stop shop for personalizing your 2- or 3-wheeled machine. We have service specials and performance packages for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Call us or stop by today. Good Times Motorcycle, Vine Street in Hayes.
Jewelry repair, maintenance, and custom crafting of jewelry pieces is at the forefront of our mission at Diamond Art Jewelry. Hi, I'm the owner, Dustin Rhodes, and I like to correlate jewelry maintenance to vehicle maintenance. When your car is new, an oil change and occasional wash are about all you need. But as your vehicle gets older, it often needs a tune-up and alignment to keep it running smooth. It's the same for jewelry. A light polish and steam will get newer jewelry back to glow, but as it gets a little older, it might need a little more care. And that's where we come in. Our bench jeweler has over 30 years of experience and will ensure your prized possession looks and wears like new. At Diamond Art Jewelry, we use the best equipment, skilled local craftsmanship, and quality material with an average 2-day turnaround on repair work. And just like my 94 F-150, bringing those pieces passed down through generations back to life might be the most satisfying part of our jobs. Trust my staff at Diamond Art Jewelry for your next tune-up or alignment, and let's get that jewelry noticed again. Diamond Art Jewelry, online at diamondkansas.com or stop by 807 Main Street in beautiful downtown Hayes.
Mom, I broke my iPhone screen.
Don't worry, Brandon. I can take it to Bauer Computers and have it fixed.
Cornpop was a bad dude.
What are you mumbling about?
Nothing. I said they really can do anything at Bauer Computers.
All right, let's go, Brandon. You're gonna be late.
We're the tech-savvy folks at Jackson and 10th. Bauer Computers, we make it make sense.
Talking with Branson from Big Creek Crossing.
Big Creek Crossing in Hayes is here to dress you head to toe this fall. Stop on by and find the latest fashion in all sorts of categories. Shoes, shirts, sweaters, we have it all. Don't forget we offer more than apparel and have entertainment and leisure with our AMC theaters, comfort foods, massage kiosk, beauty salon, and more. Need affordable household items? Our Dollar Tree and Ollie's Bargain Outlet have you covered. Be sure to stay up to date with all of our events and updates by following our Facebook page, Big Creek Crossing. So come on down for all your needs, only at Big Creek Crossing in Hayes.
Telephone, wireless, internet, and TV. Connected all together with GBT. When your home or business needs security, connected all together with GBT. Nextech Wireless has a plan to serve your needs. See how easy switching over now can be. We're the gateway to broadband and technology. Connected all together with GBT.
Hey, it's your garden buddy, Brian Main, inviting you to join me, along with my co-host, John Begnasco and Tiger Palafox for Garden America, every Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon, right here on 95.3 The Cowboy, as we explore the science and culture that yield true growing experiences. We discuss garden knowledge, garden tools, accessories, unique garden plants, and more.
Garden America is showing every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on KWKN 95.3 The Cowboy, Waukene, Hayes.
Kansas City, Hayes, Great Bend, La Crosse.
Radio Network with my co-host Pitmaster Todd Johns and our executive producer T-Bone. I'm Andy G, and we are back talking with Childs Cridlin, owner and pitmaster of Wolf's Revenge Barbecue. And as we talked about last segment, he's been out tearing it up on the circuit, but he's a great instructor and an ambassador of barbecue while he is out there also. So in addition to cooking, he's out spreading the barbecue love. Welcome back, Childs.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Well, we were talking turkey, and I cut you off because we were running out of time, and I wanted you to be able to just roll right back into it at the start of the segment. So let's pick up right where you were leaving off.
Okay, so we were talking about cooking a bigger bird and some of the challenges that go along with it.
Yep.
Because you want that extra heat in the thigh meat to break down those collagens, to melt that fat away a little bit and flavor it. But you don't want to overdo the turkey breast itself, okay? We also mentioned that one of the first things I do is I throw away that little plastic turkey timer because it doesn't do me a whole lot of good of knowing what's going on. So if I've got my turkey in the oven and once the skin starts to look nice and crispy, I'm not afraid to cover it with aluminum foil. I'll have a probe down in the bottom of the thigh meat, monitoring that temperature that's closest to the heat source in the oven. On top of the aluminum foil, I'm actually going to take paper towels. Now, as long as you're not cooking over 400 degrees, this is something that I've done time and time again, but exercise caution. Take some paper towels and put them on top of the breast that's on top of the aluminum foil. So you got your turkey breast, you got some aluminum foil there. Take paper towels and put them there and squirt it every once in a while with water. That water is going to evaporate off. It's a convective cooling, if you will, and you can keep that turkey breast cooler. Now, it's still going to cook, but every time you dampen those paper towels with a squirt bottle, or just lay wet ones on top of the turkey breast on the aluminum foil, you're going to take about 5 or 6 degrees out of that turkey breast and slow the cooking down. It gives you a really, really good way of controlling how much heat and the difference between where you want the dark meat and the lighter meat to be. I do it with briskets all the time. That's how I learned to do this. You've got a thicker side of a brisket. You've got a thinner side. When the thinner side started getting to where I knew it was going to get done and get dried out, I'd start to take those damp paper towels and put them top of the aluminum foil on that side. And I found out that I can get a brisket to the same temperature from end to end without it completely drying out.
So you're using the evaporative cooling from that paper towel to help maintain the temperature in the brisket itself. So for everybody that's listening, if you think about sweat on your arm and that breeze blows across it or the air's just moving around it, your arm gets cool as that evaporates. And so the same thing is happening to this paper towel that's on top of the foil. And what that does for you in that cooking process is exactly what Charles just said. You're controlling that heat so that it is not heating that chicken breast or turkey breast as quickly, because all of that energy is going to evaporate the water that is in that paper towel, and that's keeping it cooler on the top. So you're reducing that heat that is around the breast while you're still allowing that thigh to get the majority of it and come up to that higher temp that you want. So really interesting technique. And how often are you doing that again?
It depends on how big the bird is and how long it is. I probably don't have to do it more than 2 or 3 times. Remember, your heat's at the bottom. Okay, the turkey breast is at the top. Every oven's going to be a little bit different. All right, sometimes it's hotter at the top. Just depends on the way your oven works. But if you've got aluminum foil over the turkey breast and you've got the paper towels down over top of it, okay, you probably don't need to do it more than 2 or 3 times. Like I said, every time you spritz it, I generally see about a 5-degree differential, as in the turkey breast slows down 5 degrees behind whatever the thighs are cooking at. You might have to do it 4 or 5 times depending upon how big your turkey is. But just think about the difference that you're making just by slowing it down there. The other thing is, let's not take the bird all the way to the temperature that you think you need to before you pull it out of the oven. Government says that you want that bird anywhere in that bird, the lowest temperature to be is 165 degrees. Well, that's 165 degrees for 3 seconds. I think if you look at the charts that are out there for food safety,
correct.
I make sure that my birds hit 165 degrees in the coolest spot, and we're talking about the turkey breast now. The thighs, I want 180, 190. If they get to 200, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I know they're not going to dry out. They're just going to get more tender. But I do take advantage of carryover cooking. I'll take my bird out in the turkey breast that I've been doing on the competition circuit. I will pull them out at 150 when the breast meat reaches 157 degrees. Okay, I'll take it and I'll put it on the counter on a towel, and I will cover it with another towel, and I will watch that temperature continue to climb until it gets to that 165. And the minute that it does, I take the towels off, I take the aluminum foil off, and I vent it for about 30 to 45 seconds before I cover it back up and let it start to rest. That's the last part that I think that so many people, if they don't get a chance to do it, poultry, it deserves a rest.
And when you're cooking that thing, what temperature are you finishing it at? What oven temperature? So are you running at 275, 300?
No, I try never to cook over 300 if I can help it. 300 is my magic number.
Perfect. So you're running at 300, and when you pull that out to rest it at that 157, how long are you letting that rest under the towels to get to that kind of 165 range? Is that 15 minutes of rest before you're peeling the towels, or what's the time frame on that for folks?
It's not even, it's almost 1 degree per minute the way that I've been cooking at 300 degrees with as much thermal mass as in there. It depends on the size of the turkey breast or the turkey that you're cooking. But it's about 1 degree per minute, maybe 1 degree every 45 seconds. Once you hit the 165, you don't want to go over that. Peel back, let it vent. And you're not going to see it slow down. I mean, it still might climb another 2 degrees, but at that point, you've released a lot of that energy, and you can put the towel back on it, and the temperature should start to drop at that point.
So then, as long as how long you let it rest? Once you've hit your temp and you're now crowned and letting it come back down, are you letting that rest for another 30 minutes before you worry about slicing, or is it something that you can just now set someplace and let rest for an hour before you even worry about it?
I'm not for a whole bird. I wouldn't be afraid to let it rest for an hour. There's enough internal moisture in there that it's going to stay moist and juicy. I don't want the temperature to drop below 135. I want it to try to stay, if I can, probably in the 140 range or something like that. So if I know I'm going to let it rest longer, I'll go ahead and add some more towels on top of it, on top of the counter. But generally, I don't want it to cool too much. There's a happy medium there. I think, as long as I'm keeping it around the 140 range, that I'm safe. And an hour for a large size bird, I don't think it does anything but help it, really. Your skin might not have the same amount of crispiness to it. I don't recall that being an issue with me either. But that would be the first thing that I think would go. The longer you let it rest, that your skin might lose some of that crispiness. And if you like crispy skin, that's important to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the 135 mark is the food safety minimum. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Usually, you can let something in a commercial environment is where I come from. So, it's 135 for maybe up to 4 hours, but you do not want to let it go below that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much, Childs. Don't forget to head on over to Instagram and follow @ChildsCridlin to see what cool things he's up to. Check out his website, wolfsrevengebbq.com, and you can see when he's winning this week or check out where he'll be going next. Coming up, we're going to be talking with Todd about some turkey failures, how to avoid them, and the lessons learned. And we'll do that right here on Barbecue Radio Network.
What is it with you Yanks and your barbecues? Try haggis. Sheep's heart, liver, and lungs packed into the sheep's stomach and then boiled. Delicious.
We build a grill, Holstein Manufacturing.
You have a better recipe for when you grill. Better ingredients, better cuts of meat, and because you're using a grill from Holstein Manufacturing, well, a better grill. You take grilling seriously, and at Holstein Manufacturing, we make a serious grill. Find your new grill now at HolsteinMFG.com.
We build a grill, Holstein Manufacturing.
Holstein Manufacturing, we build the grill. Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
This is BJ with Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service in Hayes, Kansas. Have you been looking for the perfect bike and can't find it? Come see us at 1007 Vine Street in Hayes. We sell pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles with financing starting as low as 2.9%. If you want the coolest motorcycle on the road, why wouldn't you buy it from the coolest in the business? Looking for OEM, aftermarket parts and accessories? Give us a call, 785-625-2022. Or Google us, Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service. Make the trip to Hayes and check us out. I know you've got performance on your mind every time you grab that throttle to pull away. With tons of performance product ready to be bolted onto that trusted scoot you have chilling in your garage, Good Times Motorcycle is your one-stop shop for personalizing your 2- or 3-wheeled machine. We have service specials and performance packages for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Call us or stop by today. Good Times Motorcycle, Vine Street in Hayes.
Jewelry repair, maintenance, and custom crafting of jewelry pieces is at the forefront of our mission at Diamond Art Jewelry. Hi, I'm the owner, Dustin Rhodes, and I like to correlate jewelry maintenance to vehicle maintenance. When your car is new, an oil change and occasional wash are about all you need. But as your vehicle gets older, it often needs a tune-up and alignment to keep it running smoothly. It's the same for jewelry. A light polish and steam will get newer jewelry back to glowing. But as it gets a little older, it might need a little more care. And that's where we come in. Our bench jeweler has over 30 years of experience and will ensure your prized possession looks and wears like new. At Diamond Art Jewelry, we use the best equipment, skilled local craftsmanship, and quality materials with an average 2-day turnaround on repair work. And just like my 94 F-150, bringing those pieces passed down through generations back to life might be the most satisfying part of our jobs. Trust my staff at Diamond Art Jewelry for your next tune-up or alignment, and let's get that jewelry noticed again. Diamond Art Jewelry, online at diamondkansas.com or stop by 807 Main Street in beautiful downtown Hayes.
Mom, I broke my iPhone screen.
Don't worry, Brandon. I can take it to Bauer Computers and have it fixed.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
What are you mumbling about?
Nothing. I said they really can do anything at Bauer Computers.
All right, let's go, Brandon. You're going to be late.
We're the tech-savvy folks at Jackson and 10th. Bauer Computers, we make it make sense.
Leave the lights on for this Coast to Coast AM.
Tune into Coast to Coast AM with me, George Norrie, every day from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. on 95.3 The Cowboy. We'll talk about UFOs, strange occurrences, life after death, and other unexplained phenomena. Right here on 95.3 The Cowboy.
And remember to lock the door, too, when Coast to Coast AM is on.
Here on Barbecue Radio Network, this segment is brought to you by Holstein Manufacturing. Check them out at HolsteinMFG.com. They have NSF certified cookers and grills, and of course, my favorite, the corn roasters, which it's getting too cold to roast corn.
But it's out of season. It's still awesome.
But we are going to put a plan in place to have one at the Royal next year. I'm putting it out there into space right now. Santa, you heard me. Corn roaster.
Actually, I talked to Darren about a week ago, and we were talking about that, and he's up for it.
Nice.
Okay. Well, there you go, Andy. You have powers.
There we go. See, I put it out there in the universe.
You say it, it happens.
So, man, I'll tell you, though, I love Childs gets, so deep into the nuts and bolts of the cooking process, and I love that because I really like the idea of using the evaporative cooling as part of the cooking process. I usually, when I'm talking about it with a brisket, I'm using it to explain to people why sometimes it takes longer to cook those meats when they spritz. I I haven't thought about using it as a cooling method for a breast.
Right. Well, and that's what we're doing. We're spritzing ribs, right? We're lowering the surface temperature by just spritzing and let it evaporate. And yeah, that hadn't occurred to me either. As he was talking, I was thinking about how whole hog cookers will sometimes like pre-ice the loin muscles or the tenderloins so that they don't overcook. So you're starting out with part of the carcass being colder temperature than the rest. So that would be another option, would be to put an ice bag before you put your turkey into the smoker, ice bag the breast to get that starting at a lower temperature. But yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, the technique is, it's like the light went off and it's like, oh, you can use it that way too. So it was just cool to kind of have that in the back of my brain. And of course, when we were talking about temps and finishing, just to reiterate, don't let the thing get below 135. 140 is usually where I like to draw the line for safe temps.
Yeah.
You get below that, you get bacteria growing. So,
you're out of the safe zone.
Yeah, keep it in the safe zone. After your rest on that, and you'll be good. But it's time for our All Things Barbecue Product Spotlight now. Their website is atbbq.com, so you can check that out and see all the tools and accessories you need to take your barbecue to the next level. So get fired up and get the supplies to do it all at atbbq.com. Todd, I know you got a product to share with us.
That's right, and I'm going to remind you of the Ultimate Holiday Giveaway, $10,000 worth of barbecue accessories, grills, fuels, and more. And just go to atbbq.com, sign up. You get an opportunity to win in November and December by just entering once, the Ultimate Holiday Giveaway. So we talked last month, atbbq.com has their holiday turkey extravaganza, all kinds of information. I'm pulling out one thing I think is a really great product, and that is from Sweetwater Spice, Apple Rosemary Sage Classic Holiday Turkey Bath Brine Concentrate. So this is a pint jar, $11.99, but this is a great brine, a marinade. So check that out. Maybe check out.
It's interesting that you pulled that one out because, believe it or not, that is the apple base that Kaylin from last week, when she said she liked that apple
well, there you go.
That's the base that she's talking about.
It's funny. I saw apple, and I remember Kaylin talking about that last week. So I was like, well, that looks like that'd be right up.
Yeah, that's her favorite
right up the alley. So cool. So anyway, the Sweetwater Spice Apple Rosemary Sage Classic Holiday. I just think all of their brines are really good. I've not had this one specifically, but I know it's a good product. So check those out.
You'll enjoy the heck out of that. Well, let's jump right into, speaking of using brines and things, like epic turkey fails, epic holiday fails. What are the big ones that we can think of, and then how do we get around it? How do we help people get past that?
I've always said that I've eaten a lot of bad barbecue over the last 23 years, and most of it was mine. So that's how you learn is lessons learned are from failures. So
that's right.
We learn more from our failures than we do our successes. So I've done a lot of turkeys in more of a mass scale. And so one year I was cooking for a charity. We were cooking for some homeless folks out of a Catholic church here in Kansas City. And I was going to do 45 turkeys for them. And I show up and they're all frozen. Completely rock frozen. And we made it work. Yeah, it was hard just to get the bags off. And then all the stuff that's inside of them, all the neck and the giblets and all that, they're all, it's like a block of turkey ice.
All right, so, and we know this has happened to everybody that's listening at least once. They show up, everybody's going to grandma, so you show up and oops, the bird's frozen.
I've cooked a lot of frozen birds.
So explain to us how to make that work, save, and make that work.
Yeah. So to make that save, you don't need to have it fully thawed. In fact, you could partially thaw that thing out in the smoker. But what I would do, and I've had to do this at the restaurant before, is run it under running water, not necessarily hot water, but running water in a sink. It will thaw faster than sitting out on the counter,
sitting in a water bath. The running water, the circulating water, will help thaw it out.
I don't want to say things that I haven't tried that, but I wonder if like putting it under a sous vide circulator for a little bit to help thaw that out.
Without the temperature on, just letting it run the water.
Yeah, just let it cycle.
Yeah, because running the sink can get a little expensive.
Yeah, you're running a lot of water.
Yeah.
But but to the point that you can start to pry the legs apart and the wings apart and then start to run water into that cavity and melt the ice that's inside the bird and then start to pull that stuff out. Now you're good to go, but if you try to put that bird in completely frozen with all of the ice that's in the center, it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah, you've got to get the cavity cleared, so that you've got something to work with there for sure. Yeah. I would tell you that my biggest turkey fail was early on, and I talk about this with chicken all the time, but you always want to look at the package to know what you're starting with, right? You want to understand, has this thing had any processing done? Has it already been pumped with anything? And when you talk about turkeys, Butterball, any of the honeysuckle, all of those have been injected with typically a pretty heavy saline solution, like 18 to 20% a lot of times. Well, if you don't know that and then you go put it in a 21% brine overnight thinking that you're going to make this amazing bird, you end up curing the darn thing.
Yeah.
And I did that and didn't know
turkey
it till and didn't know it till we pulled the thing out and it was turkey bacon. It was horrible. So read the darn wrapper on the turkey that you buy and make sure that you're starting with a minimally processed bird if you're going to do a real brine, salt and sugar brine on it. Now, that turkey bath that Todd was talking about, it has some brine elements to it, but it's really more of almost a marinade. Because it's very seasoning and flavor forward, not necessarily salt and sugar forward.
So another tip I have from a failure is don't send someone to buy your turkey for you. So 1 year I probably cooked 120 turkeys at the restaurant, and the family's like, are we going to have turkey? Yeah, just like go get something. Like, let's just do a turkey breast. Like there's, only 4 of us, and let's do a turkey breast. And what I got back was like a turkey cutlet. It was the smallest thing. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And it did not turn out well. So, be a little more specific and maybe just go do it yourself. But.
Yeah, that you do have to kind of ask, and especially on the turkey breast, because there's boneless and bone-in. There's also the pre-cooked ones, right? So I've had that before, too, where I said, bring home a turkey breast, and I'm not going to say which person in the house brought home a pre-smoked, like, Jenny-O.
Yeah.
That normally you would like slice and turn into turkey deli meat, but they brought the whole thing home. I'm like, what do you want me to do with that? It's like, right. So get your own darn turkey.
Right.
Let's go get it.
Do not trust.
Do not trust. Or as you said it, trust but verify.
Trust but verify.
Well, we want to thank Childs Cridlin for being on the show again, and you can follow him on Instagram at Childs Cridlin, and don't forget to head on over to atbbq.com and pick up some Plowboys Barbecue, the jerk rub. Go ahead and put that on your turkey, because I will tell you, jerk turkey is going to be the secret for 2023. We may do that this year because I've been kind of missing that flavor profile. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, we will keep the pits lit right here on Barbecue Radio Network.
We build a grill, Holstein Manufacturing.
You have a better recipe for when you grill. Better ingredients, better cuts of meat, and because you're using a grill from Holstein Manufacturing, well, a better grill. You take grilling seriously, and at Holstein Manufacturing, we make a serious grill. Find your new grill now at HolsteinMFG.com.
We build a grill, Holstein Manufacturing.
Holstein Manufacturing, we build the grill.
Morning, Mama. How you feeling?
Great, and I'm ready for you today.
I'm checking in on ya. Morning meditation? Check. Dressed and ready to work out?
Check.
Check your blood pressure yet?
And check.
Boom! home. Great job, Mom. And about those gold earrings.
No, ma'am.
Now more than ever, it's important that we protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love. Monitor your blood pressure daily and help each other stay motivated. Rally your squad to take the online pledge at releasethepressure.org. Brought to you by the Release the Pressure Coalition and the Ad Council.
Mom, I broke my iPhone screen.
Don't worry, Brandon. I can take it to Bauer Computers and have it fixed.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
What are you mumbling about?
Nothing. I said they really can do anything at Bauer Computers.
All right, let's go, Brandon. You're gonna be late.
We're the tech-savvy folks at Jackson and 10th. Bauer Computers, we make it make sense.
This is BJ with Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service in Hayes, Kansas. Have you been looking for the perfect bike and can't find it? Come see us at 1007 Vine Street in Hayes. We sell pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles with financing starting as low as 2.9%. If you want the coolest motorcycle on the road, why wouldn't you buy from the coolest in the business? Looking for OEM, aftermarket parts and accessories? Give us a call, 785-625-2022. Or Google us, Good Times Motorcycle Sales and Service.
If you're a farmer or rancher,
This is Compass Media Network's presentation
your membership means you
of
have a
the
seat at the table.
NFL.
Watch out of the pocket, scrambling. Prescott will trot in untouched. He says, thank you very much. If you're going to cover all my receivers, I'll take it in for my second rushing touchdown of the season. Fires out to the right, got it inside the 5. Tripped up, then goes diving head over heels into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Everybody's in tight. Prescott looking left, throwing that direction. Receiver there. Brandon Cooks holds it in for the Dallas touchdown. Throwing back of the end zone. Little pitch and catch. Prescott to Ferguson. Dallas touchdown.
Welcome to Bank of America Stadium, where the Carolina Panthers host the Dallas Cowboys. Today's coverage of the NFL is sponsored by Charmin, Indeed.com, Granger, Wendy's, and by NFL.com.
You're home for NFL Sunday all season long in Hayes and Great Bend. It's KXNC, Net City, 104.7 KISS FM.
But as your vehicle gets older, it often means nothing.
Now let's head to Bank of America Stadium, where Chris Carino and Danny White kick off today's coverage of the National Football League on Compass Media Networks.
America's team looks to keep rolling in the Queen City today as the Cowboys meet the Panthers on an absolutely perfect Sunday afternoon here in Charlotte, North Carolina, alongside Danny White. I'm Chris Carino. Jerry Recco will be joining us shortly from the Compass Media Network studios in New York City. The Cowboys at 6-3, coming off a dominant performance against their rivals in the NFC East, the Giants. A 49-17 win last week, taking on a Carolina team that has struggled early on here in the Bryce Young era. They are just 1-8, and they'll see if they can get it going here against the Cowboys. First, let me say what a privilege it is to work with former Cowboy great Danny White. Nice to be with you here on a Sunday, Danny.
Thank you, Chris. It's great to be here. Great to be with you. First time we've had a chance to work together, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope the game is better on the field than it looks like on paper.
Yes, that's kind of the scuttlebutt when we speak to people here. Like, well, we hope we get you a good game. Let's don't talk about this Cowboy team because they're not worried about making it a good game. They just want to go out there and continue the kind of dominant effort that they had last week against the Giants.
Yeah, the Cowboys are here to break records. That's the motivation. I was talking to Will McClay, the Cowboys director of scouting, down on the field just a little while ago, and he was spookily, if that's such a word, spookily reminded
make it a word, yeah.
of the game in Arizona, early in the season, and the difference for me, at least in this game, is we got a bunch of guys that are chasing records and have a chance to make some national headlines with a good performance today, and talking mainly about C.D. Lamb and Dak Prescott. And if nothing else, that's their motivation today. Now, you're given a paycheck. You're paid to go out and play to the best of your ability, and and that should be enough. But as we've seen all too often, we've seen teams go out that were highly favored and lay an egg like the Cowboys did against the Cardinals early in the year. But I think this one's different. I really think the Cowboys have a lot more to play for today, and so we'll see. But looking forward to a game that hopefully will see the Cowboys take another step towards their goals.
And that goal, of course, is to get to the playoffs, to get to the Super Bowl. You mentioned the Arizona loss. The Cowboys 6-1 against teams with a losing record this year. Arizona being the only team they lost to. They're 0-2 against teams with winning records. And when it comes to this Cowboy team, the dominance is on both sides of the ball. I'm sure we'll get into that as we get going along here. The Cowboys' schedule gets considerably harder after this, so they need to take care of business here on a Sunday afternoon against the Carolina Panther team, where Bryce Young will look if he could stay upright. 1-7 as a starter this year. The Cowboys and the Panthers getting set to go. When we come back, Jerry Recco dives deeper into the matchup. You're listening to Compass Media Networks. This is the NFL.
If you're worried about money, you're not alone. 2/3 of Americans say they're stressed out because of finances. Rocket Money is here to help. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps track your spending by letting you set custom budgets and sending you alerts when you're about to go over them. Plus, Rocket Money lets you see all of your subscriptions and cancel any ones you don't want with a single tap. To learn more, go to rocketmoney.com/collegesports. Or download the Rocket Money app from the Apple app or Google Play Store.
You'll propose to her on that family trip in front of everyone. Brilliant.
I know.
The trip is only a month away.
But I don't have a ring.
Luckily, there's Gage Diamonds with engagement rings in every style. Certified natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, and moissanites.
Can I finance it?
Gage lets you buy the ring today and pay for it over time with our no credit needed financing.
Brilliant.
GageDiamonds.com. We're engagement's middle name. 25% off site-wide with code BFCM from November 11th to 28th.
Visit Gage Diamonds.
And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue.
This Thanksgiving, the NFL on CBS streams live on Paramount Plus with a tasty NFC East matchup. The Dallas Cowboys renew their Thanksgiving tradition and take aim at another big win on their march towards the playoffs.
Prescott going deep, and he's got him again.
As they host the hungry Washington Commanders in the latest chapter of their historic rivalry.
Caught for the touchdown!
Another great NFL on CBS Thanksgiving Classic kicks off at 4:30 Eastern, streaming live on Paramount Plus.
This is the NFL on Compass Media Networks.
All right, everybody ready?
Now, to dive deeper into today's matchup, here's your host, Jerry Recco, live in New York City.
Nice to have you with us. Week 11 in the NFL with the 6-3 Cowboys facing the 1-8 Panthers. Dallas coming off an outstanding win over the Giants, while Carolina has been sitting on a crushing Thursday night loss in Chicago for the last 10 days. There are rumblings coming out of Charlotte that head coach Frank Reich could be on the verge of being let go, while in Dallas, all seems to be right in the world, except on the injury front. We learned this week that linebacker Leighton Vander Esch's season was over because of a neck injury. His teammate for the last 6 years and veteran leader DeMarcus Lawrence reacting to the news.
Yeah, man, it's hard to lose a brother like Leighton. Somebody that, we rely on each and every day, especially as a, Mike backer. Definitely got to show our gratitude for him and, what he did for us over the, last years, man. We still with him. I know he's still with us in spirit. He's still up here. He's still up here each and every day, working on himself and, helping us and, some of our young linebackers out. So we definitely appreciate him and, pray for him to continue to get better.
And we certainly hope it is not career-threatening. That, along with the season-ending injury to Trayvon Diggs, have been tough on the defense, yet they've powered through. How have they done it?
Next man up mentality. Being able to have young guys like Bland and, Damone Clark and Evans that just came in to, come in and fill those roles, has been good for us. They took on the responsibility pretty well and, starting to, gain more trust in the defense each and every week.
with today's challenge being the Panthers. We mentioned the record. Part of that has been a rookie quarterback finding his way. While C.J. Stroud might be lighting things up in Houston, Bryce Young has struggled to hit his stride. In 8 starts, he's thrown for just 1,560 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 7 picks. And oh, by the way, he's been a human tackling dummy, having been sacked 29 times, ranking 5th in the league. Today's game marks the 16th all-time meeting between the two clubs, with Dallas winning 10 of the first 15, including the last one back in October of 2021.
Prescott with a pump fake, looking. Cedric Wilson spinning at the 5. Oh, what a move! Cedric Wilson.
I'm telling you.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
Our own Kevin Ray with the call. Dallas building a big lead before settling for a 36-28 win. Dak Prescott that day throwing for 188 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. We'll take a timeout, and on the other side, we'll have a conversation with Dak. We'll take a look at the day in the NFL, and then it's Danny's keys to the game as the Cowboys play the Panthers. You're listening to the NFL on Compass Media Networks.
Get ahead of the fall rush with Worth Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning of Hayes. Don't wait until the chill sets in. Our skilled technicians are standing by to make sure your home is ready for the changing season. Schedule your plumbing and heating system checkup now and experience worry-free comfort all season long. Worth Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning of Hayes.
Don't wait, because you're worth it.
Carbon monoxide, or CO, is a silent killer. It's a deadly gas with no scent, color, or taste. Common CO sources are gas furnaces, propane space heaters, gas grills, and portable generators used indoors, and exhaust from automobiles. It's important to make sure you have a working CO detector in your home. Change your CO detector's batteries each year and check your detector's expiration date and replace as needed. A safety message from Midwest Energy, a customer-owned cooperative, making energy work for you.
The Taco Shop in Hayes has been serving the area since 1970. November specials include Taco Burger, $2.49, Taco Supreme, $2.59, and Chicken Burrito, $4.79. Call for non-contact delivery or download the app today.
Come on down to the Taco Shop. You never had it. You never had it so good. Taco Shop.
Simpson Farm Enterprises carries the Apache line of sprayers, and there's a reason. In fact, there's several reasons. Apache sprayers come in 5 different models to fit every size of operation. They feature premium technology and the exclusive power-to-the-ground mechanical-driven traction. Most of all, the 5-year warranty offered by Apache is unmatched. That's why they have the highest retained value in the industry. See Simpson Farm Enterprises today at any of their 5 locations and spray with the best you can buy.
Telephone, wireless, internet, and TV. Connect it all together with GBT. When your home or business needs security, connect it all together with GBT. Nextech Wireless has a plan to serve your needs. See how easy switching over now can be. We're the gateway to broadband and technology. Connect it all together with GBT.
Get started with a career in healthcare through Barton Community College's Pharmacy Technician program. Gain the skills you need to assist pharmacists with the day-to-day demands of a pharmacy. Classes are 100% online and include real-world experiences at a pharmacy near you. Join this essential field in as little as 2 semesters with the flexibility of online classes. Now enrolling. Learn more at pharmtech.bartonccc.edu.
For the Cowboys and Panthers from Charlotte, and joining us now is Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott. Dak, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing, man? Thank you for having me on.
No, I really appreciate it. And I'll start here. How much fun are you having